out of 10 folks with ALS, 10 folks deserve the care right away. Probably from the time they've applied, if all 10 applied at the same time, it could be maybe 1 or 2 in the next 5 to 6 month time frame that would get approved. Those other 8 are stuck and trying to make ends meet in terms of how to get the help they need, how to get it in there timely, and how to keep them safe in their homes.
My name is Mary Barkat, and I was diagnosed in 2021. I have family that's out of area. They try and come. I have great friends, but I'm here most of the time myself. And I have to get up and focus and really concentrate just to get across the room.
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Got it?
Yeah.
With the ALS journey, as you progress and you can't do things for yourself, you need additional home care. So while the vast majority of people living with ALS do in fact depend on their loved ones for caregiving, that's usually at some point something that they can't do on their own for a variety of reasons, and they need additional home care to be able to provide for their loved one.
When we initially recommend and send the referral for the waiver, they quickly will contact her and the interview's set up. So our patients are quickly contacted then, and then the waiting process begins and all the extra work that they need to do in order to get these services in the home just is mind-boggling.
We start with a referral from the doctor's office to the waiver. Then we move, you get the interview from the local area on aging, right?
Right. There's more, if my fingers will allow it. And there's another page. And it continues. And round it goes with letters from the same entity, requiring 2 things you've done and 1 thing you haven't, and who knows where it ends up. And that's where things are at right now. I've come to the end of whatever, and I have no idea where I stand. I still don't.
All the paperwork necessary for them to provide to these services is almost nearly impossible, and then when they do, they're needing to do it again and again and again, and it takes a lot of energy and time for them that they don't really have to focus on this process in order to get help that they need.
My name is Sarah Brendel, and I was diagnosed with ALS in 2009. Since diagnosis, I've had a lot of atrophy of my core muscles, so I have a lot of low back pain, and if I push a vacuum around, I'm likely going to be in a lot of pain for the next few days. So I started with in-home care assistance in 2010 when my daughter was born. It wasn't as difficult for me to become enrolled in the program. However, in the last few years, they have switched it over to insurance companies.
The more parties that are involved and the more entities that are brought in to help process some of the paperwork, the more confusing it's gotten, when really there needs to be a few people looking at the need and then outsourcing it to get the help in there.
I had a situation recently where I received a letter that I wasn't eligible for care anymore, and this was right after I had just renewed and been accepted. What it finally came down to is it was simply a glitch in their computer system that for some reason took 3 weeks for them to work out, because it had to go through all those different chains of command. If someone could be more familiar with the process and more familiar with what people are going through, they could help to solve this.
People living with ALS and their loved ones don't need any unnecessary burdens. They're already doing everything they can to live with ALS, to do everything they need to do for themselves day in and day out.